Stop for a second. Think about the one question you keep coming back to, the one you've asked yourself 100 times. Maybe it's about a person. Maybe it's about a decision you can't stop second guessing. Maybe it's something you can't even fully put into words. Just a feeling that something in your life is about to shift. You've talked to your closest friends. You've journaled about it. You've stared at the ceiling at 2 a.m. trying to figure it out. And you still don't have an answer. That is not confusion. That is your soul trying to tell you something your mind isn't ready to accept yet. Hi, beautiful soul. Welcome to Manifesting Miracles with me, your host, Joelle. Today, I'm going to share the 5 most common reasons people finally reach out for a psychic reading. And I promise you, at least one of these is going to feel like I'm reading your mind right now. Let's get into it. Reason 1. Love is making you question everything. This one is first because it's the most universal. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how successful, how self-aware. Love has a way of reducing even the most grounded person to someone who's refreshing their messages every 10 minutes, overanalyzing a 3-word text, and wondering what they did wrong. I had a client. I'll call her Catherine. She had been dating someone for 8 months. On paper, everything looked fine. They made plans. They texted every day. He talked about the future. But something was off. She couldn't name it. She just felt it. That quiet dread at the back of her chest that something wasn't right. When we did her reading, Spirit showed me something immediately. This man wasn't pulling away because he didn't care. He was terrified. He had been hurt badly before, and he was subconsciously protecting himself, even from someone he genuinely wanted. Catherine went quiet when I told her that. Then she said, "I knew it wasn't me. I just needed someone to confirm it." That right there is what a reading actually does. It doesn't make the decision for you. It helps you see clearly, so you can decide from a place of clarity, not fear. And then there's the flip side. Another client, Melissa, had spent 4 years trying to fix something that was never going to be fixable. She kept thinking, if I just love him better, if I just try harder. During her reading, Spirit showed me a flower trying to bloom inside a container that was too small for it. The message wasn't complicated. She hadn't failed the relationship. She had outgrown it. About a year after she finally walked away, she found someone new. And what she said to me still stays with me. She didn't say, "I'm so happy," or "I'm so excited." She said, "For the first time in years, I feel safe." That's what love is supposed to feel like, not a constant state of anxiety. Peace. Before we go to reason 2, drop a comment. Have you ever stayed in something longer than you should have because you kept hoping it would change? You're not alone. I want to hear from you. Reason 2. You're standing at a crossroads and fear is winning. Here's a question I want you to sit with. Are you afraid of making the wrong decision? Or are you afraid of what happens to your life if you make the right one? Because those are very different fears, and most people don't realize which one is actually stopping them. I worked with a woman named Jennifer, who had a corporate job she'd held for 12 years. Stable income, respected, successful by every external measure. And completely hollow inside. She told me she felt like she was watching her own life through glass. Like she was there, but not really there. She had this dream of building a healing practice. But every time she got close to doing something about it, the fear would rush in. What if I fail? What if I lose everything I've built? During her reading, her guides kept showing me the same symbols over and over. Teaching, leading, healing. But here's the part that surprised her. Spirit didn't say quit tomorrow. The guidance was specific. Build a bridge first. Start small. Prepare. Transition with intention, not desperation. That's what she did. Over the next year, she built quietly, steadily, without blowing up the life she'd worked so hard to create. And she made it. Today, she works with clients every single week and says she finally feels like herself. A reading doesn't take away the fear, but it helps you see the path through it clearly enough that the fear stops feeling bigger than the dream. Reason 3, you've lost someone and the questions won't stop. This is the one I want to handle with the most care. Because if you've lost someone you love, you know, the grief doesn't come in waves, like people say. Sometimes it comes out of nowhere, years later, in the middle of a grocery store. And the questions never fully go away. Are they okay? Do they know I love them? Did I do enough? I had a client named Rachel who lost her father suddenly. No warning, no goodbye. She was drowning in guilt, replaying their last conversation, asking herself what she could have done differently. The moment I connected with his energy in her reading, the first thing I felt from him was gratitude. Not the general kind, specific, personal, overwhelming gratitude for her. And then he showed me something, a fishing trip they had taken together when she was very young. A specific moment, a detail no one else would know. Rachel completely broke down, not from sadness, from relief. She knew he was there. She knew he had heard her. That is what mediumship does at its best. It doesn't erase grief. Nothing does. But it reminds you that what you had doesn't disappear just because someone is no longer in a physical body. Love doesn't end. It changes form. Reason 4. Your intuition has gone quiet and you don't know why. You used to trust yourself. You used to know when something felt right. And then somewhere along the way, it went quiet. Now you're second-guessing everything. You can't tell the difference between your gut feeling and your anxiety, between genuine guidance and wishful thinking. If that's where you are right now, I want you to hear this. Your intuition isn't broken. It's buried. I worked with a woman named Rebecca who had been highly intuitive her whole life. Vivid dreams, strong impressions, clear guidance. Then life got overwhelming. Work pressure, family responsibilities, constantly giving to everyone around her. She stopped having time for herself, and her connection went silent. During her reading, Spirit showed me someone walking through life carrying heavy bags in both hands. She wasn't disconnected from her gifts. She was exhausted by everyone else's needs. We talked about energetic boundaries, grounding, most importantly, permission. Permission to rest without guilt. Permission to say no. Permission to matter to herself the way she mattered to everyone else. A few weeks later, she reached out. Her dreams had come back, vivid and clear. Her intuition had returned, stronger than before. Here's what I want you to remember. Your inner guidance speaks in a whisper. When your life is full of noise, you can't hear it. It hasn't left you. You just haven't had enough quiet to hear it lately. Reason 5. The universe has been trying to tell you something. This is the one that makes people feel like they're going slightly crazy. The number that keeps appearing everywhere. The song that plays at exactly the right moment. The dream that comes back again and again. The animal that shows up when you're in the middle of a hard decision. You try to brush it off. Then it happens again and again until you can't ignore it anymore. I had a client named Ashley who was seeing 222 everywhere, every single day for months. On receipts, license plates, timestamps, addresses, she was convinced it meant love was coming. But during the reading, Spirit gave a different message entirely. The sign wasn't about finding love. It was about creating balance. Ashley had spent so long focused outward, on other people, on what she wanted to attract, that she had stopped tending to herself. The universe wasn't predicting her future. It was redirecting her attention. A few months after she shifted her focus inward, took care of herself, restored her own energy, she met someone. And here's the thing, the relationship came after the shift, not before. The signs weren't telling her what was coming. They were telling her what she needed to do first. That's why interpretation matters so much. The universe speaks in symbols. And without understanding your personal language with Spirit, the message gets lost. So, how do you know when it's time? You feel stuck. You keep circling the same question. A reading isn't about handing over your power to someone else. It's about getting a clear enough picture that you can step back into your own power with confidence. The best readings don't create dependency. They remind you of what you already know and give you the clarity to finally act on it. If something in this video felt like it was speaking directly to you, tell me in the comments. Which reason resonated the most? Relationships? A major decision? Grief? Your blocked intuition? Or the signs you keep seeing? I read every comment. And if you're ready to get personal clarity, whether it's about love, direction, a life decision, or connecting with someone you've lost, I'd be honored to work with you. I've been offering psychic readings and mediumship for over 30 years. The link to book a private session is in the description below. Like this video if it moved you. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Because sometimes the right message at the right moment is the only thing that changes everything. Until next time, trust what you feel. The answers are already closer than you think. YouTube thinks you will like this video next. Let's see if they are right. I will see you in the next one.